Have you ever wondered how a small city-state on the Italian peninsula became one of the most powerful empires in history? Our tale begins over 2.5 millennia ago in 753 BC, or so the Roman mythology tells us. This was the year that the city of Rome was founded, and it was no ordinary birth. The city's inception is linked with a tale as old as time itself, a tale of two twins, Romulus and Remus. Born into royal lineage but abandoned in the wild, the twins were discovered and suckled by a she-wolf, an event that has been immortalized in countless statues and works of art. Fate had a grand plan for these two brothers. They grew strong, and their destinies led them to the 7 hills where Rome now stands. However, brotherhood turned to rivalry, and in a fit of rage, Romulus slew Remus. In the aftermath, Romulus named the city after himself, marking the beginning of Rome and his reign as its first king. The establishment of the Roman kingdom laid the groundwork for what was to come. This was a time of monarchs and their rule, a time that saw the reign of 7 kings. But as with all kingdoms, the balance of power began to shift. Flash forward to 509 BC, a significant year in Roman history. The monarchy was overthrown, leading to the establishment of the Roman Republic. This new form of government brought with it a system of checks and balances, with power shared among elected officials. It was a radical shift from monarchical rule, setting the stage for a new era. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, nor did it rise to power overnight. The Republic was a crucial phase in Rome's history, a stepping stone towards the greatness that was yet to come. The Republic was just the beginning, as Rome was destined for much more. From a republic to an empire, Rome's expansion was nothing short of extraordinary. As the city-state began to grow, it was the Punic Wars that truly marked the start of Rome's rise to hegemony in the Mediterranean. The Punic Wars, a series of 3 wars fought between Rome and Carthage, spanned over a century, beginning in the mid-3rd century BC. These wars were brutal, intense, and marked by the clash of 2 great generals, Hannibal of Carthage and Scipio Africanus of Rome. Hannibal, renowned for his audacious crossing of the Alps with elephants, is considered one of the greatest military strategists in history. Yet it was Scipio Africanus who ultimately emerged victorious, securing Rome's dominance over the Mediterranean. But Rome's expansion wasn't solely military. It was also about politics, culture, and the indomitable Roman spirit. This spirit was embodied by none other than Julius Caesar. A military general, statesman, and historian, Caesar played a critical role in the events that led to the demise of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. After consolidating his power through a series of civil wars, Caesar initiated extensive social and governmental reforms. He centralized the bureaucracy of the Republic and was eventually proclaimed dictator in perpetuity. However, his rule was not without controversy. His ambitious nature and increasing power sparked fear among his adversaries, leading to his infamous assassination on the Ides of March. Yet Caesar's death did not halt the expansion of Rome. Instead, it set the stage for the end of the Roman Republic. His adopted heir, Octavian, would rise to power and transform the oligarchic republic into the autocratic Roman Empire. With the death of Julius Caesar, Rome was on the brink of a new era. The Republic had expanded its reach far beyond its city walls, its influence echoing through the ages. The stage was set, the players in place. Rome was about to step into its golden age, an era of unprecedented power and grandeur. But that, dear listener, is a story for another time. Out of the chaos of Caesar's death, a new leader emerged, forever changing the course of Rome's history. This leader was none other than Augustus, born Gaius Octavius, who would go on to become the first emperor of Rome. The path to his rise was not without conflict. One of the most significant battles that cemented his place in history was the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. This naval confrontation saw Augustus up against an alliance of Mark Antony, a fellow Roman, and Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. The defeat of Antony and Cleopatra was a turning point, marking the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire with Augustus at its helm. Augustus was not just a military leader, he was a reformer, a visionary who saw a different path for Rome. He worked tirelessly to transform the political structure, moving away from a republic to an empire. His reign brought about an era known as the Pax Romana, or the Roman peace. This was a time of relative peace and minimal expansion by military force in the Roman Empire that lasted for over 2 centuries. Augustus's reforms went beyond politics. He invested in infrastructure, building roads, aqueducts, and monuments. He reformed the Roman tax system, making it more efficient and fair. He established a standing army and a small navy, ensuring Rome's military might. He created a courier system, improving communication across the vast empire. He also made significant contributions to the cultural life of Rome, promoting literature and the arts. But perhaps one of his most enduring legacies was the establishment of the imperial system of rule, which would continue in various forms for the next 400 years. His reign marked a significant shift in Rome's history, setting the stage for its future as an empire. Under Augustus, the Roman Empire reached a period of peace and prosperity, but the story doesn't end here. With the foundation firmly laid, the Roman Empire entered a golden age. This was a time when the empire was ruled by a sequence of leaders often referred to as the Five Good Emperors. Their reign was characterized by a period of unparalleled peace and prosperity, setting a high watermark in the annals of Roman history. These emperors, Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius, each brought their unique strengths to bear, further reinforcing the empire's might. They were known for their wisdom, military prowess, and administrative acumen, setting an example of benevolent leadership rarely seen in history. Under their rule, the Roman Empire saw a surge of architectural marvels. The Colosseum, an iconic symbol of Roman grandeur, was constructed during this era. This colossal amphitheater, capable of seating 50,000 spectators, was a testament to Roman engineering skills and their love for public spectacles. But the architectural achievements didn't stop at grand entertainment venues. The emperors also oversaw the construction of intricate Roman roads. These roads, some of which are still in use today, spanned the length and breadth of the empire, facilitating trade and military expeditions. The saying "all roads lead to Rome" wasn't just a metaphor, but a reality of that time. The Golden Age wasn't just about physical structures, it was also an era of significant legal advancements. The Roman law system, with its concepts of justice and equality, laid the groundwork for many modern legal systems. The principles of innocent until proven guilty, the right to face one's accuser, and the concept of an eye for an eye all have their roots in Roman law. However, it wasn't just the law that was groundbreaking. The emperor's philosophy of governance, their focus on public welfare, and their efforts in maintaining peace created an environment where culture and learning thrived. The empire became a beacon of civilization, influencing future societies for centuries to come. The Golden Age was a period of immense growth and prosperity, but like all good things, it had to come to an end. The decline was inevitable, but the impact of this Golden Age is still felt today, echoing through the corridors of time. What goes up must come down. The mighty Roman Empire was no exception. Imagine a colossal entity stretching from the sun-kissed hills of Spain to the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, from the misty highlands of Scotland to the scorching sands of Egypt. Now imagine this vast empire, once a beacon of civilization and power, gradually crumbling under its own weight. That was the fate of the Roman Empire. The fall of the Roman Empire wasn't a sudden, cataclysmic event, but a slow, agonizing decline. Economic troubles played a significant role. The empire's vast size made administration and defense a costly affair. Trade imbalance with the East drained the empire's gold reserves, leading to inflation and economic instability. Then there were the military issues. The empire's borders were constantly under threat from barbarian invasions. The military, once the pride of Rome, became increasingly reliant on foreign mercenaries who had little loyalty to Rome. And let's not forget the internal strife. Succession crises, political corruption, and civil wars weakened the empire from within. The moral fabric of the society deteriorated, and the traditional Roman values of discipline and virtue were replaced by decadence and corruption. In the 4th century AD, in a desperate attempt to manage the unwieldy empire, Emperor Diocletian divided it into the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. The Eastern Empire, with its capital at Constantinople, managed to survive for a millennium more as the Byzantine Empire. But the Western Roman Empire, with its capital at Rome, was not so fortunate. The Western Roman Empire met its end in the year 476 AD. The last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustus, was overthrown by the Germanic king Odoacer, marking the end of more than 1,000 years of Roman rule. And so the sun finally set on the Roman Empire, but its legacy would live on. The Roman Empire may have fallen, but its impact on the world is still felt today. The legacy of Rome is evident in many facets of modern society, threading through our systems of law, governance, architecture, and language. Let's consider law and governance. Roman law forms the basis of the civil law system, which is employed in many countries today. The Roman concept of innocent until proven guilty is a fundamental principle in modern legal systems. The idea of a representative government where citizens elect individuals to make decisions on their behalf echoes the structure of the Roman Republic. Moving on to architecture, who among us hasn't marveled at an imposing Roman-style column, an arch, or a dome? These architectural elements, first popularized by the Romans, are still widely used in modern designs. The Romans were also masters of engineering, pioneering the use of concrete and the construction of roads and aqueducts. Today, we still benefit from their innovative techniques. Language, too, carries the imprint of Rome. Latin, the language of the Romans, is the forebear of the Romance languages, including Italian, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Romanian. It also influenced the English language, contributing a significant proportion of its vocabulary. And let's not forget the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, which carried the torch of Roman and Greek culture for many centuries after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The Byzantines not only preserved but also enriched these cultural traditions, passing them on to succeeding generations. So you see, Rome may have fallen, but it never truly died. Its spirit lives on in the laws that govern us, the buildings that shelter us, the languages we speak, and the culture that enriches our lives. From a small city-state to a vast empire, Rome's story is a testament to the power of ambition, leadership, and innovation. The Roman Empire, a story of rise and fall, of power and decline, continues to fascinate us even today. Its humble beginnings at the dawn of Rome, a city-state that would grow to command vast territories. The Republic, a period of expansion and growth that set the stage for an empire. The rise of the empire, a turning point that saw Rome reach the peak of its power and influence. Then the Golden Age, a time of unparalleled prosperity and achievement. But even the mightiest fall, and so did the empire, a decline marked by internal strife and external threats. Yet Rome's story didn't end with its fall. Its legacy endures, seen in our laws, our architecture, our languages, and so much more. Just as Rome wasn't built in a day, its story is a complex tapestry of events and people that continue to shape our world today.